Hello everyone, today I'll be looking at a pretty famous restaurant that's sitting on Killiney Road, which is a pretty famous place to go to when Singaporeans are looking for food, and it's called Fook Kin. Yes, you heard me correctly, it's called Fook Kin. So I love the way the staff were really quick and efficient. I was greeted really quickly and served my beer within 1 minute of me uploading my order on the tablet. I love the way that they had chicken rice instead of the regular white rice, which is usually quite boring, but this was chicken rice, so it was all good and was cooked just right with not too much or too little water. The duck had a great smoky flavor, and it also had that juicy fat that was still underneath that beautifully roasted skin. But unfortunately, it was quite cold and quite rubbery. So the roasted pork belly had an amazingly crispy skin and was cooked. It was pink. So if you look at this video, if you look right here, you'll see that it's pinkish in color. The roasted pork, oh, that was something else. It had to be the highlight of the dish for sure. It had a good mix between the fragrant smell of the grill as well as the sweetness of the caramelization, and the price point of the beer and the dish was a tad over the top in my humble opinion. I definitely avoid the duck. The roasted pork belly was okay, but I felt a little underwhelming in terms of flavor. But overall, I would come back for the roast pork for sure. The roasted Char Siew barbecue pork. The flavor did leave me with a fairly lasting impression, so I will be back for that dish. Next on the list is my favorite curry puff stall, which is just a few doors down, because I remembered it from months ago when I had the curry puff and it was so delicious in flavor, and the stuffings were so generous. So that was more than 6 months ago, and as you can see, well, the generous portion seems to have become a thing of the past. The flavor is just very normal, run-of-the-mill. Pastry wasn't even crispy, just felt like it was mass-produced in a factory somewhere. Now that I've been nicely fed, let's look at this spot in River Valley and what it has to offer for those of you who are looking for that rare, elusive, new-built freehold condo in this part of Singapore. Are you looking for tranquility in the midst of the city, near to all the amenities you need, and yet be excluded from the noise from vehicles and humans? If you are, then maybe this area might be the place for you. This is the old condo called Pacific Mansions that's in the midst of being demolished. As you can see, the mess that's been created downstairs, and it will be replaced with a new condo that's freehold called the Avenir. Everybody knows that when purchasing real estate, they tell you the most important thing is location, location, location. But what exactly does that really mean? Pretty much means these three things: T, E, and A. Transportation, education, and amenities. T for transportation. Over here we have bus stops with many different buses right across from the Avenir. That brings you to the CBD or to places like Bishan, Bukit Merah, Serangoon, etc, etc. One of the best features of the location is that it's tucked away on a minor road that has much lesser vehicular traffic. And all those noisy cars with the gigantic exhaust pipes, you know what I mean, right? You don't get much of those anyway because of the large speed bumps you can see right here. It massively cuts down the type of noise pollution you'll be getting from these guys late at night. But if MRT is a mode of transport that you would prefer, then you'll have Somerset MRT, which is just 750 meters away. And the good news doesn't end there. Great World MRT station will be ready for use in the third quarter of 2020, and it's literally next to the condo. So next we have is E for education. One of the perks of being in an area as well connected as this is the close proximity to educational institutions like this, Odyssey Preschool, and of course the highly coveted award-winning top-placing River Valley Primary High School, which is just next to the Avenir. And lastly, A for amenities. The great thing about Singapore's successful city planning is how we are so spoiled for choice. There's no need to travel far for groceries, healthcare providers, or eateries. And it's so evident in this specific location. If you look at the area around Killiney Road where I had my lunch at Fukien earlier. If you want a change in scenery, however, from the Killiney area, then just head over to Robertson Quay for a complete change in scenery. Being along the river, watching the locals and the tourists stroll about casually, it just takes a much slower pace now. The air seems fresher, the mood seems lighter, and overall feel-good place. And of course, after all that feel good and walking, I'm sure you'll start feeling hungry again. Don't worry about that because Robertson Quay has an endless supply of great restaurants and bars, which I'm sure will satisfy your every craving. That's all for this episode on living in the River Valley Close area. If you liked it, be sure to just pound that like button and subscribe for future videos like this one. I'll see you next time.